So I wanted to clarify something. When you have a journal article, it's different than a website. So a website might be something, from WebMD. It might be something from the U.S. Department of Health, Center for Disease Control, the CDC. So they publish things, but then we also have journal articles, and that's that peer-reviewed piece. And so one of the challenges is, and this is where it gets a little confusing, is let's say you have a journal article. So I just typed up child abuse and COVID. Because there was a lot of evidence that child abuse surged during COVID lockdowns. And because kids weren't in school, schools and pediatricians tend to file child welfare reports. And so because kids weren't in school, we did see this rise. And a lot of times by the time someone was aware a child was abused, it was bad because they were in the hospital at that point. And so there was a lot of research that looked at this. So let's say I Googled it and I come up with this article. Now, this is a website. It's through Science Direct. But you have to think of Science Direct as not the art journal. It's more of a search engine like Google. The actual article is the Archives de Pédiatrie, which is probably either a French or Canadian journal. You can see it's a journal because there's a picture. It's got a volume, issue, date published, pages, etc. It's got a bunch of names. And so it is a peer-reviewed journal article. Now, one of the challenges is, let's say we just cut and paste right here, what's up at top under web page. What you're going to get, and this one for some reason didn't import the names, but what you get is you're going to save citation, and it saves it like a website. So one of the challenges is if you look at the in-text, it says just a moment. It doesn't have anything about the authors because it's citing it as a web page, which it's really not. What you have to do is you have to go to journal instead, because we know it's a journal article. We saw it's got a volume and an issue. It's peer reviewed, so it's a journal article. So we need to click the journal right here. And then what we'll do is we're going to type in the title. So was child abuse detected? Let's see. So it comes up. Now, the good thing is we want to make sure it's correct. Caron, Planck, Cherneau, Gorin, Klein. So we're going to go back and make sure. Yep, you can see those are the authors. It is 2020. That's the correct journal. So it's always good to check. So we've got the names, the year, and the journal. So it automatically imports all of that, the volume, the issue, the pages, and we're going to save it. Now, this is the correct journal citation. So even though it's electronic, it's online, it has a website, what we really want to do is make sure we're citing it as an online journal. And if you look at the in-text, it's the last name, year, and page number only if it's a direct quote, right? If it's got quotation marks, you need that page or paragraph number. If it doesn't, you're just paraphrasing what's from the article. You can just do the Caron et al. 2020 and then a parenthesis right there. So if you do it as a web page, you're going to get this. If you do it as a journal article, you're going to get this. So hopefully you can see kind of the difference between the citations. So when you are doing your lit review, I would like you to do it like this. It needs to be cited as a journal. So you want to make sure you've got the green button first, you've typed it in. Now, for some reason it didn't pop up, you can do manual and you can go in and manually put that in. So I could say F, if I wanted to do it manually, Caron, M, Planck. So I would go through print electronic. I'd put 2020 was child abuse. Now, this is only if you type it in and you don't have anything pop up. So I would put the full thing, the journal title, etc., and then I would save the citation. But most of the time, it does come up, which is really nice and makes it easy.